Have you ever purchased a product or service simply because someone in your life or on TV has told you that you'd be a better person because of it? If you have, you've probably experienced something called argumentum ad populum. Argumentum ad populum is a logical fallacy which states that just because everybody says something is true, that it is actually true. There are three different kinds of argumentum ad populum, and those are snob appeal, bandwagoning, and appeal to emotion. I want to show you that simply knowing what argumentum ad populum is will help you become a wiser consumer in the long run. The first version of argumentum ad populum that I'm going to go over is called snob appeal. Snob appeal is defined by Oxford University Press as something that basically states that if you have a certain product or do whatever the speaker is trying to tell you to do, you will become part of an elite group. According to Mike Masnick on TechDirt, their iPhone users receive two different kinds of messages. The first kind is from other iPhone users, and it comes across as a calm blue message, and the second type comes from Android users, and it comes across as a harsh green message. Anybody who uses an iPhone knows that they would much rather receive the calm blue message from another iPhone user, as opposed to the harsh green message from an Android user. This has formed in a sort of way that leads users to believe that Android users are lesser than iPhone users, or are not part of the elite iPhone user group. The second kind of argumentum ad populum that you should keep in mind is called bandwagoning. And pretty much everybody has experienced bandwagoning at some point in their life. Bandwagoning is a fallacy which states pretty much the definition of argumentum ad populum, that just because a large group of people believe something is true, that it is actually true. In order to understand why bandwagoning is a logical fallacy, one needs simply to look back to the 16th century and any time before it, when just about everybody believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. Obviously, science has advanced a lot, and we know this is not true now, but if you were to say that it wasn't true at the time, you would be considered crazy or even a heretic. Additionally, Disney and Roskins also conducted a study trying to find out whether poll results had a massive negative impact on elections. Well, they went to a college and found that it did not actually have a huge impact on the way that people voted. It can be seen that poll results might have a negative impact on what people actually think in the election. There's a reason that ballots are kept secret, and polls, or at least public polls, kind of defeat the purpose of keeping the ballots secret. The third kind of argumentum ad populum is called appeal to emotion. Appeal to emotion was given an example by Stephen J. Mock when he talked about the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. Around the time that was going on, many Canadian companies and international companies were displaying advertisements that showed pictures and or videos of people, especially Canadians, playing hockey. Hockey is a huge sport in Canada, and so this was able to tug on the heartstrings of many Canadians, as they would then have like a higher consideration of the product that was being advertised to them because it was somehow being connected to the sport that they loved. Another example of this would be how Anheuser-Busch in 2016 literally changed the name of their Budweiser beer to America for the summer. This was able to, in a similar way, tug on the heartstrings of many Americans who now believed that them purchasing this beer would make them more patriotic in a way. Another example would be how car dealerships around Memorial Day will show, we've all seen it, a bunch of advertisements with like a big American flags in the back and have Memorial Day deals and whatnot. And this is all just to try and connect your emotional feelings towards your country to you purchasing whatever product they're trying to advertise. So all in all, you should know that simply knowing what argumentum ad populum is will help you better understand how you could be a better consumer, and that knowing what snob appeal, bandwagoning, and appeal to emotion are will help you understand why advertisers are trying to send the message that they are. Obviously, advertisers are not inherently evil, but their job is to persuade you to buy their product. So they'll do whatever they can in their advertisements to do that.